Are you embarrassed to be with your mom? Okay.
I separate
Got it.
family and spectators.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Hardy.
Good morning, how you doing?
Mr. Hardy, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Shh. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you can.
Hold on. Did you catch that? The entire search was triggered by a parking violation, 18 inches from the curb. That's barely more than the length of a ruler. Now think about it. Should something that minor really justify a full vehicle search and potential jail time?
Not afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 22nd, 2024, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle parked more than 18 inches from a curb on a public roadway in the right lane of a two-way road in Harris County, Texas. While the officer ran the motor vehicle, the passenger side door opened, a black female exited, and the female approached the patrol vehicle. The officer made contact with the female and observed a strong odor of marijuana emanating from the female. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and observed a strong odor of marijuana and had the defendant exit the motor vehicle. A PC search was conducted and the officer located 3.5 in the driver's side door and one blue package with "Oops, all berry" on the front containing green leafy substance on the rear driver's side floorboard, one red package with fruity pebbles on the front containing a green leafy substance in the back seat, and two clear plastic baggies containing green leafy substance under the front right passenger seat. The officer also observed one burnt marijuana cigar behind the front passenger seat and one small chunk of loose green leafy substance in between the driver's seat and the door. The green leafy substance was identified as marijuana based on training experience, and the weight was 54 grams or 1.9 ounces.
He was doing what that was wrong?
So he was parked more than 18 inches from the curb on the right lane of a two-way road. So he was out.
On earth are you going to know that you're parking more than 18 inches? What time of day or night was this?
Your Honor.
Is it parking while black now? Come on.
Yeah.
Your Honor, there's no time listed. It just says the officer was on patrol around the 3518 block of Arbor Glen Drive when he observed the vehicle parked more than 18 inches from the curb.
And so he goes up to the car because of that?
No, Your Honor, a female passenger side exited the passenger side and approached their vehicle, and he observed a marijuana
Oh,
from
but because he comes up to them. Right? Stop. Are you losing?
The officer wrote as he ran the vehicle, presumably the license plate.
Right, he pulls him over.
They were already parked on the side of the road 18 inches from the curb, and he came, I guess, parked behind, and he was running the vehicle, and then the passenger side door opened, a black female exited and approached his vehicle, the patrol vehicle, and he observed an odor of marijuana on the female, and then he made contact with the driver, where he observed marijuana odor in the vehicle. So the female approached the patrol vehicle.
Show me in the penal code that code. What is the penal code for that?
Regarding the 18 inches from the curb, sir, is that the
Yeah.
issue of what we're talking about?
Yeah, because they come to him because he comes to them. Right, they're just parked. He comes to them. It's got to be a transportation code, not penal code, you know?
And Your Honor, regarding the timeline of events, it does appear that when they were parked that distance away, which could be arguably further, I don't know what it looked like at that time, but the female passenger is the one who exited first, and that was before officers ever made contact with them. So I don't know if you were thinking that the officers approached them first, but I just wanted to clarify that she approached first.
What time of day or night was this?
Trying to see that, Your Honor, in a second. Is it 4 in the morning?
And Your Honor, I
4 in the
found-
morning.
4:30 a.m.
And he can delineate at 4 in the morning that parking.
Now for this, boom, the judge rules there was no probable cause. That's huge. It means the entire reason for detaining this person just got tossed out. Let's take a moment. Was this justice in action or just a lucky break? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
18 inches from a curb.
And I found the regulation, the statute in the transportation code where it says you have to park within 18 inches.
At 4 in the morning, you can tell.
Your Honor, the officer was,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think so. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause.
Yes,
All
Judge.
Guys, be careful, right? You know, they're always out there. Just be careful. Do something with your life. Knowledge is power. Get into school, get an education, do something with your life. Life is hard as it is. And it only gets more difficult the older you get, all right? Okay, guys, please.
And we'll be sure to call the officer on this case to
Whatever you need.
understand why he did in fact pull them over for this amount of space.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, you stand charged with the offense of terroristic threat of a family or household member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. I have a lawyer here that's representing you now. She's on Zoom. It's Ms. Gooch, so that you know you're not alone.
Yes, Judge. On December 29, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance involving a weapon at an apartment in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant stated she and the defendant are in a dating relationship. She left the club with a witness, and she received a call from the defendant asking where she was at. The defendant was upset because she was not at the apartment when he was there.
So hold on. Don't look at his computer.
And the defendant was texting her that she better not be at the apartment, as that would be her best bet after he walked to the club and the complainant wasn't there. The complainant stated when she returned to the apartment, she observed the defendant walking towards the motor vehicle she was in with a black metal object in his hand, banging on the window of the motor vehicle. The defendant told the complainant to get out of the motor vehicle or he was going to drag her ass out. The complainant felt threatened and called the officers. The defendant sent text messages to the complainant reading, "It's cool because whenever I catch you, I promise you on my life, bitch, I'm gonna show you. You can think I'm bullshitting. Let that bum ass have you. Y'all made for each other on my mama. So I'm telling you to stay where you at for real. But whenever you come here, bitch, you better have backup because I'm gonna go drag you, bitch."
Worry, I brought him out, and the reason I did was because my concern is that your bond is now set at $10,000. There's got to be a reason because nearly everybody now gets either a PR bond or a general order bond, and I'm curious, and I wonder why they didn't give you a bond. So I'm going to read now what the magistrate said. I don't know what these acronyms are. It says FA:LLHC, race, caretaker for disabled mom, independent contractor, receives government benefits, indigent, defendant allegedly had a black metal object in its hand and threatened to drag complaining witness girlfriend out of the vehicle before punching the car window. Defendant also allegedly sent text messages to witness stating that he would punch complaining witness, quote unquote, dead in her shit on his mama, unquote. Criminal history, interference with the...
This one's heavy. The judge is clearly drawing a hard line after a pattern of violence and repeated violations. He's choosing public safety over offering yet another chance. But here's the real dilemma. When does the system stop trying to rehabilitate and start simply containing?
Request for emergency assistance, 8/24, same complaining witness. Dismissed assault of a family member, impeding breath, 2021, same complaining witness, and other criminal history. I find by clear and convincing evidence that there are no non-financial conditions of bond that will suffice to reasonably assure public safety for the following reasons. This defendant's numerous prior incarcerations and history of violence have not deterred this defendant from engaging in criminal conduct involving the same complaining witness. Bond conditions are not likely to be a deterrent So a high bond is necessary in this case. This is why you were not given a PR bond. And don't say anything. I want you to talk to your lawyer before you say anything. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything you say, they're going to sit there and they're going to type it to use improved guilt. So it's just best not to. My only problem, and I want you to understand that my only concern, Mr. Williams, is public safety. That's the only thing I care about in this life, right?
We no longer have no dealings with each other. I already got my stuff packed.
Stop. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to justify. I just want you to know that
I understand.
I don't know if you're going to bond out, but if you do, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle prior to your release so I know where you are, and I don't want you to have any contact with this person.
There's no way I can get a PR bond.
There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. I would get to know it because if you violate this protective order, the state can file a violation of a protective order, and that is the capital murder misdemeanors. You pick up a VPO, we are really deep, you know what. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have you put back. I'm going to have Lori reach out to you so you guys can talk, and then she can come back and tell me how we move forward. Okay? And then we'll go from there. Please. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here approaching on Treadwell, Brianna Treadwell.
Treadwell, okay.
Homes here.
It's not old.
It's not, no, it's, but this is more so addressing the conditions that TRAS recommends.
Oh, she has 2 open DWIs.
Yes.
Right. What are they?
Went from September and then October.
So they probably want inpatient treatment. You know, and I'm going to tell you that Brianna Treadwell, come up.
This one, ma'am.
Hey, and I'm so glad that Mr. Butler, you're here because come up. Every time, I mean, I can't be that conclusive, but so many times when we do a TRAS, because I have clinicians that interview people and make recommendations, so many times when I don't follow those conditions, I get burned. I had one today that recommended inpatient treatment on an individual. He now put 2 people in the hospital and picked up a 3rd DWI, a felony DWI, and he's sitting in custody at a $75,000 bond because I didn't follow the TRAS that recommended inpatient treatment. And now 2 people are in the hospital, serious injuries because of it. Another gentleman here back there, we did a TRAS, I didn't follow it, picks up another DWI with another pending, and then just, the TRASs are there for a purpose. We have professionals, we have clinicians that interview and make a call what they think the best outcome is for a certain individual. Now, you have 2 open DWIs, and they take all these things into consideration, how to move forward with the case, because believe it or not, we want the best for you. We want you to leave better than you came here. And just so many times when I deviate from that TRAS, we end up getting burned. I can't tell you over and over and over. And that's the last thing that we want. What did it recommend? Yeah.
So, Your Honor, Ms. Treadwell, she has 2 young daughters. One of them special needs, who requires occupational therapy and speech therapy. That happens once a week. The other one is middle school age. Ms. Treadwell, she was in custody for about a month and a half, I believe. And it was very difficult, extremely difficult for her family to even try to coordinate things with her daughters. And then as well, to keep Miss Treadwell with her home. And so Miss Treadwell, she needs to work. She has bills, as everyone does, and all of these other circumstances with the children. It at least looking at it from Miss Treadwell's perspective, it seems impossible for her to go into treatment inpatient, and it's hard to see that other side. What does that other side look like for her? And so the kids were staying with her parents. Her mother just got surgery, hip surgery, and they broke her femur in doing so. So she's out of commission. Her brother was staying with her parents at the time. He is about to now move to Chicago as of next week. So they don't have the same system as they had in place while she was in custody. She was very much in custody based on, her parents believe that, this was an issue, just as, on its face, you're looking at it. It's definitely an issue. Is not to say that she has paid her price at all, but and her intention is to do what's needed. She has explored all of these options, with respect to even with the is it Vivitrol or Vivitrol. She has explored options through Access. So she has been making those steps. My belief is that she has, I don't want to say learned her lesson, but she has.
I don't believe it for a second. Well, I'm telling you, I mean, she has 2 open DWIs. Mm-hmm. And every time I deviate from the TRASs, we get burned. And now, just today, 2 people in the hospital because we deviated from the SATIF, and homeboy picked up a 3rd DWI.
Yeah, and I was made aware of that prior to us even approaching.
The last thing I want is for you, because the idea of Hue is that you are able to learn how to deal with the stresses and the stressors in your life, so that alcohol, substances don't become a coping mechanism, right? And I don't know what to tell you, but I mean, actions have consequences. And I understand that, you have a lot of things in your life that are going on now. The only thing I can tell you is that your case is only 118 days old, so it's not too old. I will give you time, right, so that you can get everything in order. But I'm going to be very hard pressed to move away from the TRAS.
Understood.
Just we have time, right? So you have a couple months. I'm willing to give you a couple months to, get things in order, but we have 2 open DWIs. The last thing we want is you to go kill someone, end up with a felony charge, because I'm telling you, the next one, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. If you think Hue for a month and a half is bad, that you're gone, consider 10 years. That's the next. So there's nothing that needs to be done immediate at this point. We've got time. Time is on your side for now, but that time's going to run. And the other thing is that from what I've learned being here, the longer you take to address, the worse things become. So we can reset at 30 days. Okay. But at some point we have to address it. Right. So just be ready. Okay. How long is the Hue program?
The wait list for Hue is a week.
Okay. And then, but actual Hue, the actual program, how long is it? When you're in?
6 months.
Wow, 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
So 3 if you're responsive?
And 6 months if it takes a little bit.
So be ready. I'm sorry, man, but you've got time. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Please. So you're working?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good job. I'm happy that you're working. If you need more time to be able to get home, What's a good time?
Uh,
Like, how long does it take you to get home from?
it takes me like at least like 25 to 30 minutes.
Now we're just gonna wait on that first because now it's just waiting.
Is that right, Anna? Is it that far? How do you get home?
I walk or I Uber home.
You want to do 10:30, 10:45? That 10:45 is the latest.
Okay.
Okay. And what days do you work?
I work. It depends, cause now it was that during that time it was seasonal.
But
So
now you're on full time?
no, I'm on full time, but now they're cutting the hours to like 8 or 9 hours. So it'd be like 8 hours a week or so.
But it's not consistent where you work Monday and Wednesday.
No,
Why don't you look for something more steady, give you more hours?
And you're in school, right?
Yes.
He's in school.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let's do that. We'll give you the top 45, okay?
Okay.
All right.
but I thought I was supposed to be off by next time I come.
Be off what?
The ankle monitor.
So he's gonna have to see that you're,
I want to see that you're still doing well after a while, and then when you are, then we'll do it.
Okay.
All right? All right, man.
Judge,
All right.
could you repeat that surgery for me?
10:45.
10:45 to 6?
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Anna. Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you.